Welcome to Mixing Things Up. We're making this beautiful patriotic wreath today. So I wanted to show you how I put my tinsel ties on, or pipe cleaners, whatever you decide you want to use. And so today we're going to do 10 tinsel ties on the outside, and we're going to do 8 in the inside. So to do 8, I always start with doing 4. So I always do 1, and then I'll do 1 right across from that. And then I'll do 1 right across from each other there, because that'll be 4. So you just put 1 here, and you're gonna go right across from there. And so then now you have all 4 of your ties on there, pretty evened out. Now all you have to do is just put 1 in the middle of each one of these. Kind of it's easier to kind of eyeball it to see how far to go. So you put 1 in the middle of here. One in the middle here. And these tinsel ties tend to move around a lot more. So you can always put like a dab of glue on it so it doesn't move so much. And I got these tinsel ties from Craft Outlet. Okay. And then the outside, I know it's like, I've measured it before, and 7.5 inches is pretty much what it'll be between each one of them. And you can use one of these to measure it if you want to be exact. So about 7.5. And I meant to, so I want to put this on the inner ring. So I wanted it to be on the inner 2 bars. Yeah, you'll most definitely have to put some glue on there to make it stay in the spot. And then 7.5. And this does not have to be perfect. Put it in the middle 2 bars. Seven and a half. And this will give you 5 of them around there, because you're going to do 10 on the outside, and that'll give you 5. And then with the rest of them, you'll just put it in the middle of each one. I just think it's a lot easier doing it like this. just put the rest of them in the middle. So these two ties, the ones on the outside, the 5, now you're just gonna put a tinsel in between each one. So right here, turn it over, you're gonna put one in the middle here. Turn over, put one in the middle here. So in between each tie. Because we're doing 10 on the bottom. And then here's your 2 tinsel ties, so you want to put it in the middle. In between these 2 tinsel ties. I get a lot of questions on how I put my ties on, so that's why I'm kind of showing you how I do this. And then in between these 2 ties, and in between these 2 ties, in between these 2 ties. So it looks like I missed one on top in between these 2 ties. So about right here. Okay, now you have all your tinsel ties added. Now we're gonna add our mesh. Okay, so I'm going to be using 10" by 10 yards mesh, and I got all the mesh from Craft Outlet. I'm going to use 18 of the red, the solid red, 18 8" poofs, and then with the other 2 colors, the silver and the red, I'm going to be using 18 12" poofs. So I'll need 9 of the silver and 9 of the striped red. Okay, so now we're gonna add our ribbon. So we're gonna do 8" poofs. So you're gonna curl your side in here, and you're gonna scrunch it together, and then curl the other side in and scrunch it together. And you're gonna need to put in a zip tie. And wherever you start, it doesn't matter where you start. You can start on the bottom or you can start on the top. So I usually start on the bottom. Well, it's either or, it doesn't matter. So just as long as wherever you start right in front of it, in front of that tie, and you're gonna put the zip tie in there. Okay, and then you're gonna cut off your zip tie. I'll just stuff this little tail down into the wreath frame. Just stuff it in there. And you won't be able to see that. Okay, and then you're gonna take 8". So this square to the white, to each of the white squares for the 8". So 1. And you're gonna skip the first tie. So the first tie you opened, you're gonna skip that tie and open up all your bottom ties. Okay, and you got 8". So skip the first tie, put it in that next tie, and just 8". 8". 8". And just continue around. Okay, and then when you get to the last one where you had skipped that tie, now you're going to combine them together, okay? So now you're going to do 8 inches and combine those two together. Okay, and then you're going to come up here to the next tie. Here's your, open up all your ties. Okay, and then take it. You're going to come up here to this next tie, and right in front of it, you're going to zip tie it. So you're going to take a zip tie and put it in your, okay, and just and cut off your tie, zip tie. And now you're going to skip the first one that you did, the first one that you, the zip tie, and then you're going to go on to the next zip tie. So 8 inches again, and every tie. And just continue around. So then you're going to come to the last tie, the one that you skipped, and you're going to combine them together again. So 8 inches and combine it together. Okay, and then you're going to cut off a little tail. Oh, actually, cut off a little tail, and you're going to zip tie the last one down. Find a spot underneath here and zip tie it down. And cut off your zip tie. And then your poofs are done. And now you're just going to fluff out your poofs. Your poofs are all fluffed out. Okay, so now we're going to cut our mesh, and we're going to need 18 12-inch ruffles. So we need 18 of them. Okay, and so since we're doing 2, we just need 9 of each one. So we're going to cut our mesh, so at 12 inches a piece. And we're just going to cut them. So 12, 24, And we just need 9 of these. So we'll just continue to cut them. Now that we have all of our mesh cut, we're going to add them to our tinsel ties, and we're just going to put 1 in each tinsel tie. So, and we're just going to do ruffles. So you just fold your ruffle underneath, and I have this really nifty ruffle tool. Stick it in there, turn it around, and then fold once under. And then you're just gonna roll it on up to you. Okay? And then you're gonna put that in your tie. Bottom one's in sideways. Okay? And just every other one. Fold it under. Flip it around. Fold it under, and then just bring it on in. Okay? And put that in your tie. And you can adjust this a little bit if it's not right. And then put it in the next tie. And I know silver is not normally like a patriotic color, but I found this ribbon that I really thought was cute from Craft Outlet. So that's why I kind of am putting silver in here. And I have a lot of blue ribbon, so that's why I'm making the base more red than blue. And so the blue will kind of stick out too. Turn it around. This is just like a holder for your mesh. It helps my hands. I see a tremendous difference when I use this tool compared to like using a clip, because like when you use a clip, you have to press that clip together, and that really irritates my hand. So this like helps so much because you don't have to clip anything. You just slide it in and then do your ruffles. And that'll be listed below, like I said before. Hardworking mom. I'm going to continue to put every other one on the bottom row, okay? So now we're going to go to the top, and this time instead of doing sideways, we're going to do it the other way. So instead of going crossways, we're going to now turn it the other way. So we're going to turn it this way instead of this way how we were doing before. Turn it this way. So go to the next tie. And then kind of fluff out your mesh a little bit to get them. And it becomes a very full wreath. Now see, here is where we're going to come into, where we're going to cross into like having the same color in a certain area. So we can always make a bow too. And you could cover that up when it comes to that, or you can just leave it like that. Doesn't matter. It's still going to be pretty. Okay, and remember to put it in the other way, and you'll see, and it'll be better. Believe me, it'll be a lot better. Okay. I'm trying to talk a little bit more. It's just, you know, I'm not used to making videos, so I am just trying to talk a little bit more here. And I do need to explain things a little bit more too, I think, especially with like, I never say like what size ribbons I use. I'm going to start saying that. If there's anything that you think that I'm missing to say, like that would help you better to learn how to make these, please comment below. I do not take that as you're telling me what to do, because I do want to teach people how to make wreaths, and I do love to make these wreaths. And I like to put the colors together and try different things. So, you know, and if you know, these wreaths that I make, they don't have to be like how I make them. If you want to add a different color, add something else to it, I mean, that is just something that, you know, everybody has their own things that they like. So you can do whatever you want with your own wreath when you make it. But if you ever have anything you want to say to me below, you know, just be nice, please. Okay, we're almost coming to the last two. And also, like, if you wanted to, instead of just adding the mesh here, you can add your ribbons at the same time and put it inside that little holder, and then add your mesh and your ribbons at the same time. You know, especially like if you sell these wreaths, and you have to make them in bulk, then you know exactly that you're going to use those ribbons or not. When I make my wreaths online, I don't really know for sure what ribbons I'm actually going to use. So I try to test things out a little bit. So that's why I don't add them all at one time. Because if I already knew what ribbons I was going to use, I would most definitely add them in now, if I knew. I like to make you guys beautiful wreaths, and not everybody has the same taste. So there's something I might make and you might be like, ew, not a very good wreath. Some people might say, oh, that's beautiful. So everybody has their own taste, and I don't take any offense to anything. If you don't like something, that's okay. Okay, so there's that is very full mesh. Okay, now I'm going to cut our ribbons. I'm going to use these 4 ribbons. And this is the ribbon that I had liked a lot, and it's got that silver in there, so that's why I added silver to the wreath. And then so these 2 are 2.5-inch ribbons, and these 2 are 1.5-inch ribbons, and I got all these ribbons from Craft Outlet. Craft Outlet is such a great place. Their quality of their mesh and the quality of their ribbons are just great. And I have tried to use mesh from Hobby Lobby, and Hobby Lobby's mesh just falls apart. And some people might like it. I just know that with my experience, Hobby Lobby's mesh just falls apart. So I like to shop at Craft Outlet, and it's a good deal at Craft Outlet also, because you spend a certain amount of money and it gives you free shipping. So if you have in mind on how many wreaths you might want to make, then that would be a great place to shop. And so now we're gonna cut our ribbons at 9 inches, and I'm gonna put these two together with the stars and the stripes, and I'm gonna put these two together here. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna cut our ribbons, and we're gonna cut our ribbons at 10 inches a piece. And so I'll cut the 2.5 inch ribbon together, and then I'll use this hardworking mom tool comb to cut my ribbons. Okay, so you're gonna need one. So we need 9 of each of these. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 10-inch ribbons. And then we're going to do the same thing with the 1.5 inch. We'll need 9 10-inch ribbons. And then you'll take where your finger, where you left off inside here, and you're going to cut the ribbons at the end. Okay? And at the other end, cut it at the end. Okay? And then you're going to ducktail them. And you can actually do this any way you want to. I usually ducktail my ribbons, or you can just do a slant. Like you can cut your ribbons however you want to cut your own ribbons. So I just cut it at an angle towards the open end, and there's your ducktail. Okay, and like I said before, when I cut my ribbons, I do not line up the other end, because if I line up both ends, then my ribbons will be uneven. So I always take, so you see how this is the shorter ribbon, and these are the taller ones. So there's the taller ones, and then there's a shorter one. So I always cut towards the shorter one, so they'll all be the same size. So I'll cut at that angle towards the shorter end, and there you go. All of them are the same size. Okay. Now we have all of our ribbons cut. We're going to add them to our wreath. So now we're going to put our ribbons together. I wanted to kind of put that on there just in case you forget, because you want to put, I'm putting the blue with the red striped, and then this pretty, it's just like so, it's like sparkly with the star ribbon. So. Okay, so now we're going to add our ribbon. And so I don't want to put the silver one inside the silver mesh. I want to put the red and the blue in there. Or no, I'm sorry, this blue and the striped in the silver ones, okay? Because we don't want to put silver on top of silver. And then just, so what you can do to get these to make it easier for you, just fold them in half. Okay. Just scrunch it together, and I always fluff it out. You just take it and you fluff it on both sides so it kind of has like a roundabout in the inside. And then this one will go into the silver ties. And I'm not putting any greenery or anything in this today. So and I'm gonna leave these because I wanted those to kind of show. We're gonna cut off the tip of it. And then we're going to round it down so you'll still see it, okay? All right, there you go. And then we'll just keep doing that every other one on the bottom row. So now that you have the bottom in, now you're going to add the top. And you're going to do them the exact same way. Just put the one that has the silver in the red and the blue and this one in the red. Or in the silver, I'm sorry. This one will go on the silver one and the silver one will go on the red one. think the reason why we can put in 10-inch ribbon is because the poofs are smaller. Because usually, like even when you put in big 10-inch poofs, you can't really see the poofs. But these poofs are smaller, but it still fills it up. It fills it up a lot. Even this is one, I can't believe this is one roll of mesh. And then you just rotate your ribbons. And I think that when you use smaller poofs, it doesn't push the ruffles up so much, so then you can use shorter ribbon. But like I said, if you want to use longer ribbons, you can use as long a ribbon as you want. Okay, so now we have all of our ribbon added. This is such a full wreath. I still can't believe it. Okay, so I have decided I wanted to make a bow. And so we're going to, I have this silver ribbon that I've had. I'm not even sure where I got it from. So we'll make 7-inch tails. And so whenever you you have like a printed side on one, and you always want to turn it. You always want to flip it around. So you'll take the ribbon, it'll be flat like this, and you'll take the ribbon and you keep this side flat, and this side is what the side you're going to turn. So you're going to turn it upside down like this when it's in the tie. So, and then you'll have the bad side facing towards you, and then you're going to wrap it around here, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take this ribbon right here on this side, so you have the good side over here, just like you had the good side here. Well, this is what the good loop that you want to have. And then you want to twist it again. So you take it in there. When it's inside here, you're going to take it and you're going to twist it again. Okay? To make another loop going this way. Hope that was not confusing. I need to get better at explaining these bows. Okay. So 7 inches, you want the ribbon. And you're going to take it and you're going to twist it. So the good side is up here. And you're going to make a loop. And we'll make our first, we'll just do 5 inches. 5 inches. And then we're going to take this. I don't know if you can see that. So we're going to put it in there flat. So all of it's down the same way. But this side, you want to take it and you want to turn it so that it goes upside down. So now it's turned upside down. And this is probably not a good ribbon to show you that, but okay. And then make sure that's 5 inches. I don't want to make too big of a bow. And then 5 inches again. And make it go all the way. Everything's going to be flat down, okay? So everything's flat. So now you're going to take this side, and you're going to hold this side down, and you're going to flip this upside down. So you flipped it upside down. So you took this right here with flat, and then you're going to take this and you're going to flip this upside down. So now the other side's going to be up. So if you could really tell if you had like a printed side. So this would be like the inside of the printed side. And then you're going to take your loop and you're going to go down into there and make another 5-inch loop. And then make it, it's going to be all down again. And we're going to make one more loop. So now you're going to take this, this is the good side. Now you're going to take this and you're going to twist it. And now your bad side is going to be up. And now we're going to do another 5-inch loop. And this time you don't have to twist it because you're just going to make a, that's going to be a tail. Okay? So, and I want my tails to go one up here and one down here. Okay. And you can go ahead and place where you want your ribbons now if you want to, like you can pull. So how you do it when you do these ribbons here, everything's going to be like opposite of each other. So you want these two to be opposite of each other. The two loops are going to be opposite of each other. And then the two tails are going to be opposite of each other. And then these ones can be flat out. And then when you do the next ones, you're going to kind of do them. Well, I'll show you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the regular blue. I already tied up everything. Okay, so you started on this side the last time. So now you're going to start on the opposite side. So you're going to do a 7-inch tail. And so like when you have something that like has the same print on both sides, you do not have to flip it. But I like to flip it. I think it just because it holds it better in here. I just like to flip it. So I'm going to do 2 loops of this blue color. Okay. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same 5 inches. And you have to take it and you have to flip it. Okay. Oh, so I'm only doing 2. So we're going to do, so this one's going to go down here. And you can just leave that loop out there. And this one's going to go opposite of the other tail. Okay. And when you do that, you don't have to flip the last tail. And just do 7 inches. Do that one on top. And then this one can just stay out here on the side. Okay. I think we'll do this pretty silver one. so we started on this side last time, so now we're gonna start on this side. Okay, I guess I should be more in frame, sorry. Okay, and then we're gonna do a 7-inch tail. And that's gonna go down here on this side this time. And you have to flip this. So now this will be a good one to see. So when you have this down, this is going to be down, and you can put this one out flat too. And this is where you're going to take it now, and just you're going to flip this other side over. And now you have the bad side up. And then once the bad side's up, then you're going to take it and you're going to make a loop. And I'm just going to make another 5-inch loop. And we're just going to do 2 of these. So, and then you're going to put it, squeeze it down in there, and you just put it out flat. So now it's all the good sides on one side. You're going to take this side and you're going to flip it around so the bad side is up. So now your bad side is up. Okay? And then you're going to make another loop and do the 5 inches. And you don't have to flip it again, because this is just going to be a tail. So 5 inches, and then we're going to do 7 inches out. Put the tail up here at the top. And then since you put your blue loops here, now you can do these opposite of each other. So it'll come down like this. Okay? And so now you have them loops done, and now we have 2 more ribbons to put in. Okay, and since we started on this side the last time, now we're going to start on this side. Okay? So 7-inch. So you're going to put it out straight. So now all your good ribbons on one side. And on the opposite side of your tail, you're going to take this and you're going to flip this upside down. Now you have the bad side up. Then you're going to make your loop. And this time I'm going to do 4 inches. 4 inches. Okay, and you have them both sides, good sides up. And on the opposite side of your loop, you're going to flip this. Okay, so now your bad side's up. Okay, and your loop's on this side. Then you're going to flip this. You're going to do 4 inches, and you can spread this apart and see where your 4 inches are at. Okay. And then you can also see too if your ribbons are the same. If you want to make sure they're like perfect, I guess you can put them up like this to make sure. So a little bit taller. There you go. Okay, and then now you have all your ribbon out again. And now opposite of your loop, you're gonna flip this. And so you're gonna just take it and you're gonna flip it. And it doesn't matter which way you go. You can flip it this way, or you can flip it this way, just as long as you flip it. Okay. And we're just going to do 4 loops here. And then, and you can make your bows however you want. You can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. You can test it out and see, like, just because I did 3 5s, you could do 2 5s, 1 4, 1 3, however you want to do your ribbon. Okay, so now that you have that all laid out, now you're going to flip the other side on where there's a loop, and on the opposite side you're going to flip your ribbon again. Oh yes, because you want 2 loops on each side. Okay, so then you're going to, that's your last loop. So bring your tail down so you know which side your tail will come down. I'm going to put this tail down here too. And you can, like I said, you can do your ribbons however you want to do your ribbons. Just because someone else makes a bow like that, you can put your spin into it if you want to. You can make your project however you want. There is no right or wrong way of doing things. That's how people come up with new ideas, by just doing whatever you want to do. Okay, and then I'm just going to do 2 of these, and I'm going to bring these down here at the bottom also. Actually, I think I'm going to cut a ribbon at 14 inches and ducktail it. Well, I guess I can ducktail it later. Cut it in half. Well, don't cut it in half, fold it in half. And stick it in here like this. And then I'm going to start on this side, just stick it over here like this. And like I said, you can do it however you want to do it. It doesn't have to be how someone else did it. 7 inches, and then you're going to put both your ribbons out. There's your 7 inches, and you're going to take this side opposite of your tail, and you're going to flip that side. I don't think you can see that. So they're both going to be laid out, and you're going to take this side, the opposite of the tail, and flip it. Okay, and then bring your, I'm going to do it the same size as the red stripe, so 4 inches. And I'm just going to measure it up to the striped ribbon. And then now you put everything out straight again, and opposite of your loop, you're going to twist it again, make the other side come up, the bad side come up, and you're going to make a loop again. Okay, and then do it with now you don't have to flip it this time because we're only going to do 2. And just measure it up to the other ones. Okay, and then I also have this glitter ribbon, this red glitter ribbon that I'm gonna put in the middle. It's not wired. So I'm gonna make this a little bit longer, and you have to twist it. I'm gonna make these loops kind of smaller. I should have put it in my bowing or my holder over there. Actually, I have this. So stick it on there. Okay. I'll make the first loop a little bit longer. Since it's not wired ribbon, it's not going to really hold up the loop. And twist that around. You twist the side so this is your loop, and you have to twist the other side around. And then I'm gonna make 4 loops. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. Twist the other side around, not the loop side. Okay. And then you don't have to twist this one around because you're gonna make a tail. Okay? Okay. You're gonna cut this off. And you have to hold that together because it's not gonna just stay together because it's not wired ribbon. Okay, now that you have all that together, now you're going to get a zip tie. Okay, so I'm gonna put this underneath here. And it's going to work. Okay, now you're not gonna put it all the way down. You're gonna lift up your bow, and you have a crease right there, a big crease. And I'm holding it really tight because I have this top ribbon, otherwise I can just let it go and show you better. But there's a crease right here, and you have to move your zip tie over into that crease. So where I'm holding my finger, I want my zip tie to be on top of there. And move it over, okay? Then you have to hold everything together, because now you're gonna have to take the zip tie and roll it around to the back. Okay, I'm gonna tighten it up just a little bit more. Okay, and then take your zip tie and roll it around to the back. All right, make sure everything is centered. And then you're gonna take that zip tie in the back and you're gonna start tightening it, okay? Make sure stuff isn't rolling around, but you're just gonna take it and you're gonna tighten it up, okay? And then you're gonna cut off that zip tie. Oh, so I forgot to put the pipe cleaner in there, because you have to put the pipe cleaner in here and then zip tie the zip tie, but I forgot to do that. So you can take another pipe cleaner and put it in there where the zip tie is at. So you can fold it in half and then take it right where the zip tie is at, in the middle of your ribbon. You can take this and stick it down to where that zip tie is at, and then take it to the back. Now I twisted 2 of these together just to make sure I have enough to put on the wreath, and then put it inside here like this, and then you're going to take this and you're going to twist tie it up, okay? And you can just, oh, maybe I should went the other way. Okay, and then just take it, hold them together, and then twist it. Okay, cut it off, and just roll it on down. All right, and then now you can add this to your wreath. All right, now we have all this here. Now we're gonna do our fluffing, okay? So I always start at the back, and you just kind of just have to wiggle your ribbons around to get them to where you want them. And so I'm gonna start with all the silver ones in the back. I'm gonna fluff them out, take and kind of pull on them a little bit, put them where I want them. So one of these have to go to the back, because remember how when we put them in there, so we'll have 2 loops going. So your loops are going to be opposite of each other, and your tails will be opposite of each other. Okay. It looks like they turned around for some reason. Okay. And so that's how it'll look. So everything is opposite of each other. Okay, and then now you're going to do that same thing with all the rest of the ribbon. And then now you're going to cut your tails down, and like and you can cut those down however you want to too. So this is your bow. And these do not have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Just cut them down how you want them, how you think it's gonna look good. And my good may not be somebody else's good, but I think this is beautiful. Everybody has their own taste. And another thing too, I keep on forgetting to tell you, I always want to say it, is that you see how that's fraying? So a ribbon like that, I will take a lighter and I will fast go on it. I can show you. That's why I've seen some of my videos and I've seen a lighter out there. And this is why. Because I will take the lighter and just quickly go over it. And it won't fray anymore. That's it. That's all you have to do to it. Cut it. Now your good ribbons, that they're not going to fray. Like this is a really good ribbon. This is a good ribbon too, but some ribbons just fray more. And you can feel it, like after you burn it, if you forget which one you did, if you feel it, it's kind of rough at the end. And just do the other one too. Okay, and so there's our ribbon. Okay, so now we're going to add our sign. And I just put a wire on each side. And I made this sign also. So just put your wire in your weaving needle and feed your wire down through your mesh. And you just kind of wrap it around the back of, between like the wires in the back. And like I never put it in there all the way until I know for sure that I like where it's at. Okay, and then feed your wire down through. Okay, and then you have your sign added. Adjust your ribbons around your sign. Okay, and there you go, and your sign is added. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. If you would like for me to make something or explain more of something, please leave a comment below. Thank you again for watching my channel.